My name is Kevin, and I work as an office assistant at Taylor and West Marketing in Chicago. Every morning, I arrive early and sit at my small desk near the window. I file papers, answer phones, and make copies. Sometimes the office feels too busy and too loud, but I try to stay calm. My boss, Mr. Carter, often gives me extra tasks, and even though I feel tired, I always try my best. Today feels different, like something big is about to happen. I look at the clock and wonder if I will get a real lunch break this time. This morning, I feel a little worried. The office is busier than usual, and everyone seems to be talking quickly. Phones ring loud on every desk. I have a tall stack of folders to file, and the printer is already jammed again. I take a deep breath and try to remember what Mr. Carter always says. Stay sharp, Kevin. Just as I start to sort the files, my coworker Lisa comes over. Kevin, can you help me with these reports? She asks, holding out a box of papers. Her voice sounds friendly, but I see the worry in her eyes. I want to say no because my own work is piling up, but I nod and take the box. My hands shake a little as I set it on my desk. Thanks, Kevin. You're a lifesaver, Lisa says before hurrying away. Now I have twice as much work as before. I try to move quickly, but I keep making small mistakes. I put one report in the wrong folder and have to search for it. My heart beats faster. I worry my boss will notice. I hear Mr. Carter's footsteps as he walks down the aisle between the desks. His shoes always make a loud sound on the floor. Kevin, the Harris file needs to be ready before lunch, he says without stopping. No mistakes, please. I feel a cold sweat on my neck. The Harris file is somewhere in the pile in front of me, but I can't find it right away. I open folder after folder, but nothing is marked Harris. I start to doubt myself. Did I see that file earlier? Did someone else take it? I close my eyes for a moment. I tell myself to stay calm. The clock on the wall ticks slowly, reminding me that time is moving. Outside the window, the sky looks gray and I hear a bit of rain begin. Each sound in the office makes me jump. I answer the phone, but my voice is too quiet. The caller asks for Mr. Carter. I try to transfer the call, but I hit the wrong button and the call is lost. I feel embarrassed. I worry Mr. Carter will be angry. Lisa walks past again. She smiles and whispers, "Hang in there, Kevin." That helps a little, but my hands still feel heavy. I go back to searching for the Harris file. Papers are scattered all over my desk now. I try to make a neat pile, but the mess seems to grow. I feel hungry, but it's not time for lunch yet. My stomach growls as I work. I wonder if I will get a break today at all. My eyes get tired from looking at so many papers. I want to do a good job, but everything seems hard right now. I think maybe I am not fast or smart enough to keep up. Still, I keep trying because I hope that if I do my best, things will get better. As the clock moves closer to noon, I can feel the pressure building. I know the next mistake could cost me my lunch break or even worse. Everything gets more stressful after I spill half the papers on the floor. As I bend down to pick them up, my manager, Mr. Carter, stands close by. He crosses his arms and taps his foot. "Kevin, are you done with the Harris file yet?" he asks, sounding serious. He looks at his watch. It has to be ready for the meeting in 20 minutes. My hands shake as I stack folders back on my desk. I still have not found that one important file. My breath comes out fast and shallow. I worry that I will let everyone down. I stare at the pile of folders. My fingers feel stiff as I flip through them again. It doesn't help, there are too many papers and not enough time. Lisa leans over and whispers, "Try not to worry. You can do this." Her words are kind, but I am still scared. I look at the clock. It is already 11:45. My heart beats fast. The office noise sounds louder than ever, phones ringing, people talking, keyboards clicking. I feel like all the sounds are pushing against my mind. At that moment, Pam from accounting walks by and stops at my desk. She looks hurried and annoyed. "Kevin, I need you to make copies of these receipts right now," she says, dropping another small stack onto the pile. Her face is tight, and I can tell she is not asking. I want to say no, but the word gets lost in my mouth. I just say, "I'll try." As soon as she leaves, I almost groan. Now there is even more to do. I feel trapped, like there is no way out. Suddenly, my computer screen flashes a red warning. Low disk space. I freeze. I cannot save any more documents until I fix this. I don't know how to clear disk space the right way. I remember a few steps, but my brain feels cloudy with worry. My fingers hit the keyboard, but I am too slow. I worry I will delete something important by accident. My pulse hammers in my ears. I think of asking for help, but everyone looks too busy or too impatient. I do not want to sound foolish. Maybe they will think I am too slow for this job. I feel a hot tightness in my chest. I close my eyes and count to 3. Nothing will get done if I just panic. Inside, I hope for a little strength. The time for lunch is almost here, but I am farther from being finished than I was this morning. If I do not find the Harris file, fix the computer, and help Pam, I worry I will not only lose my break, but maybe get into real trouble. I feel like I am failing at everything. Then, in a small, brave thought, I realize something must change. If I keep working the same way, nothing will get better. I tell myself I need to speak up, ask for help, or find a new way to work faster. I cannot stay quiet and hope things will fix themselves. If I want things to improve, I must act differently, even if asking for help feels hard. This is my chance to step up, or I may lose more than just my lunch break. Time is running out and my hands are almost shaking. The noise in the office is so loud it almost feels like a storm inside my head. I have not found the Harris file. The copier near my desk is flashing an error I don't understand. My computer still will not let me save anything new. Mr. Carter is standing by the glass door, talking to a group of people in suits. They keep looking in my direction. All I can think is I am about to lose control. My lunch break, maybe even my job, is on the line. I stand at my desk, frozen for a moment. Then I take a deep breath. I tell myself, I am not alone here. I look across to Lisa. She is watching me, and I see worry in her face. Pam is at the printer, looking impatient. I feel my heart beat faster, but now I also feel a new kind of determination inside me. I remember promising myself to do something differently, not just hope things will get better. I clear my throat, trying not to sound scared, and say, "Lisa, do you know where the Harris file is?" She blinks, surprised, but quickly comes over to help me search through the folders spread over my desk. Together, we move quickly, checking labels, turning over pages. Pam comes over too, wanting to know her copies are done. I finally say, "Pam, can you help with the copier? I don't know what the error means." She sighs, but watches the screen and presses a few buttons until the blinking stops. I thank her and she gives me a tight little smile. Lisa taps a folder in my pile and says, "Check this one here, Kevin." With real hope, I open it, and there it is at last, the Harris file, almost hidden between 2 other folders. I can barely believe it. My pulse still races, but I feel stronger. I thank Lisa quickly, then rush the file to Mr. Carter's desk. He glances at the clock, his eyebrows rising, but he doesn't say anything except, "Good. You're just on time." My hands are still shaking as I walk back, but the office seems a bit quieter now. It feels like I crossed a big hill, but I know the work is not finished. Pam is waiting by my computer, her arms crossed. She looks me in the eye and says, if you need help with computer stuff, you should say so. Lots of people get confused. I nod and admit I was worried you'd be mad. Her face softens a little. Everyone has tough days here. You just have to ask. Lisa pats my shoulder. I feel like my fear is lighter. I walk back to my desk, breathing deeper. Something important changed in me. For the first time, I see that I don't have to handle work alone. There are people around who understand and want to support me if I only speak up. The phones ring less loudly. The office light feels softer. There's still a mess of reports on my desk and tasks to finish, but I am not as afraid or lonely as before. I made a choice at the hardest moment to speak up, to accept help, to try a new way. Now, the fear inside me is not bigger than my courage. I know lunch is close, but I feel that something even more valuable has happened. Something in me is different, and I can feel a quiet hope for what comes next. As I sit down at my desk, the feeling of relief mixes with a new kind of worry. I asked for help and I finished the big task, but I do not know what will happen next. The copier hums again, and Pam takes her stack of receipts, then looks at me in a new way. She says, "Thank you, Kevin. Next time, just tell me if something's wrong. It saves us both time." Her words are simple, but her tone is softer, almost friendly. I nod and watch her walk away, my nerves calming a little. Lisa returns to her own work, but she gives me a thumbs up as she passes my desk. I feel proud, even a little surprised, that she took the time to help and now looks at me as if we really are a team. I realize I am not just the quiet new guy at the office anymore. My heart feels lighter and my hands finally stop shaking. The office noises sound less sharp. Even Mr. Carter glances over, then comes by my desk on his way back from the meeting. He stops for a second and says, "Good work getting that file ready. You stepped up." His words are short, but I know they matter. I can see respect in his face, the kind of look I have wanted since my first day here. Still, I worry a little about what everyone thinks about me asking for help. Did I seem weak? Did I slow the team down? Yet, at the same time, I notice nobody is upset. In fact, the small changes, the thank yous, the smiles, the way even Pam showed me the copier trick, make the air in the office easier to breathe. I wonder why I waited so long to ask for help. I think about how hard I tried to hide my struggles when maybe everyone else understands because they have their own tough days. As the morning rush slows, I hear Lisa laughing with a group in the break room. Pam calls over, asking if I want to learn a few computer shortcuts after lunch. For the first time, I feel welcome, like part of something real at work, not just someone passing hours behind a desk. I smile and nod, saying, "Yes, I'd like that." The computers and phones keep busy, of course, but the day seems less heavy on my shoulders. Inside, I finally understand that my fears were not only about making mistakes. Maybe it is good to try our best, but it is braver to speak up when we need support. The office does not look different, but I see a change in the way people talk, how they give small nods or offer help without waiting to be asked. This small victory, finishing a task and asking for help, teaches me that respect does not come from working alone or being perfect. It comes from being honest, being part of a team, and not giving up when things seem impossible. In some way, I feel both proud and humble at the same time. The lesson is simple. We all need help sometimes, and that does not make us weak. It makes us stronger together. After surviving the morning rush, I finally get a chance to sit back and take a breath. My heart is no longer beating fast inside my chest. I stand up and stretch my back, letting my arms relax for the first time today. The stress and panic from before have faded. Now, I feel calm and a little curious about my own reaction to everything that happened. I look down at my desk where the files are stacked neatly now, much different from the mess this morning. I cannot help but think about how everything changed the moment I decided to speak up. Lisa comes over with 2 cups of coffee and sets one on my desk. "Rough morning, huh?" she says, smiling. I nod and take a sip, feeling the warm drink in my hand. It feels strange to me that I am not alone in my struggles. For so long, I tried to handle everything myself. Talking to Lisa makes me see things differently. I say, "I almost gave up. I thought I was gonna mess it all up today." Lisa laughs softly and shakes her head. "We all have days like that. What matters is you reached out. That's what teams are for." As she walks back to her own desk, I think about her words. Maybe my biggest mistake was trying to do everything alone. Later, Mr. Carter calls me into his office for a moment. I feel nervous as I walk in, but his voice is much kinder than usual. "Kevin, I saw you asking for help today and working well with the others. That's a big part of getting things done here." He says it simply, but I feel his words settle deep inside. I realize it is not just about doing tasks quickly or quietly. Work is also about trust and connection. I take a deep breath and nod, promising myself to remember this. While I organize some new reports, I start to think about the lessons from this busy day. I remember my fear and stress, but I also remember everyone's small acts of help, the way Pam fixed the copier, the way Lisa searched for the file with me. Even small help from a friend can make a big difference when I am stuck. Instead of being afraid to look weak, I want to be honest from now on. During lunch, I sit with Lisa and Pam in the break room, a big step for someone who usually eats alone at his desk. We laugh about the broken copier and Pam shows me how to fix some problems by myself next time. I ask questions and I don't feel bad for needing answers. I notice how much lighter I feel sharing food and stories with my coworkers. The office does not look so cold anymore. At my desk, I jot a small note to myself on a yellow sticky. It says, "Ask sooner. You are not alone." That simple message sticks to the bottom of my monitor, and I smile when I read it. I never thought work could feel less scary, but just knowing I can reach out makes a huge difference. I think I am starting to see my job and myself with new eyes. The next day, I walk into the office feeling different. My hands are not shaking as I put my bag down, and I smile at Pam and Lisa when I see them near the elevator. Even when Mr. Carter comes by and asks about a new project, I do not feel the old wave of panic. Instead, I listen carefully and tell him, "If I need anything, I'll let you know." He nods and seems pleased by my answer. I can almost hear my own voice sounding stronger and more sure than before. When the day starts to get busy, I take another deep breath and remember my note on the monitor, "Ask sooner. You are not alone." This time, when the copier makes a strange noise, I do not stare at it and hope it will fix itself. I call Pam over right away. "Do you have time to show me what to do again?" I ask. She smiles and comes to help, explaining each button and step. I listen and make sure I understand. I write down some of the steps on a paper so I will remember next time. A little later, Lisa calls me over and asks for help with a long email to a client. She knows English is not her first language, and she wants to make sure the message makes sense. We work through the email together, side by side. I notice how much easier it is to work with someone instead of alone. We finish the email quickly, and she says, "Thank you, Kevin. You make this job better." Her kindness fills me with pride, and I realize I'm not just getting help. I'm also able to help others. During lunch, I invite another new guy, Andrew, to sit with us. He looks lost like I did when I first started. We share stories about office mistakes and first week confusion. I let him know it's okay to ask questions, that everyone has rough days sometimes. Andrew laughs and tells us a funny story about deleting the same document 3 times by accident. The group laughs and the mood changes. The tight, silent air that used to fill the office during break feels lighter now. As the day moves on, I begin to feel a quiet strength that wasn't there before. Instead of hiding when I feel stressed or unsure, I remind myself to be open. The problems are not always smaller, but I am bigger inside. When I finish a task early, I ask Lisa or Pam if they need a hand. Sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they just smile and tell me to take a well-earned break. Helping feels just as good as being helped. When the printer breaks late in the afternoon, Mr. Carter walks by and looks worried. I stand up and say, "Pam showed me how to fix that. I can try." With simple steps, I clear the jam. Mr. Carter smiles and pats my shoulder. I do not feel invisible anymore, and I do not hide from problems. I end my workday by cleaning up my space and checking tomorrow's list. Instead of feeling tired in a hopeless way, I feel proud of the small changes in me. My job still has busy times and mistakes, but I do not dread them as much now. I trust that no challenge is too big if I speak up, stay honest, and help my team. With this new mindset, even stressful days look brighter, and I walk out of the office with my head high, ready for anything that may come. A week has passed since my toughest day in the office. Each morning, I wake up with less worry and more hope. I do not expect every day to be perfect, but I know now that I can handle problems as they come. Walking to my desk feels easy, and greeting my coworkers comes naturally. I notice small changes in myself, like the way I speak up when something is strange or if I do not understand a task. Instead of keeping quiet, I say, "Can you help me with this?" Or, "Can we work on this together?" Most of the time, someone is happy to help or happy to have my help. My desk feels like mine now, with pens lined up, my favorite mug, and the sticky note that says, "Ask sooner." You are not alone. Some days are still busy with problems that make my heart race, like missing forms or machines not working. But I face these moments with clearer thoughts. I pause, remember I am not alone, and take the first easy step. In the past, I would have hidden behind my computer. Now, I look for answers, or I walk over to someone and simply ask. Pam and Lisa treat me as part of the group. At lunch, we share jokes, ideas, and sometimes even our worries. The new guy, Andrew, fits right in too, and I find myself telling him the things I once needed to hear. It feels good to offer support, to be someone who makes the office friendlier and stronger. I find joy in helping out, whether it is with a tech issue or calming nerves right before a meeting. Not everything I try works right away. Sometimes I make a mistake or forget to write something down, but instead of getting upset, I try to learn. I see every mistake as a lesson and every lesson as a step forward. Even Mr. Carter seems to notice. He has started giving me more trust and small responsibilities. He does not need to look over my shoulder every hour. When something needs attention, he sometimes asks me to show another coworker what to do. That trust is new, and it makes me feel even more confident. My days at work now have a special kind of energy. The challenges are still there, but my worries do not control me like before. I know people will listen when I ask questions, and I remember to listen when others need help too. My old fears of messing up, of not belonging, have become softer, smaller, something I can manage. It is clear to me that work will always have stress. There will always be pressure and busy days. But now I know how to face them. I remind myself to breathe, to ask for help, to help others, and to keep learning. I may not be perfect, but I am proud to have changed. As I leave the office one evening with laughter echoing from the break room and the city lights shining through the windows. I feel sure that I am ready for tomorrow and for every new challenge that comes my way.